Hello and welcome to another Flame Central podcast powered by Alcova Mortgage.
It's a running podcast.
Yeah.
It's a running podcast.
It's a running
Track and
podcast.
field podcast today.
Yeah,
Tighten
I
up
said
my
it on
form.
Flame Central last week. If you caught that, this time of year, like everyone's done,
Right.
except track and field.
They keep going.
And if you're still running and throwing and all of that in
You're
track
doing
and field,
something right.
you're pretty good. The Liberty men and women just wrapped up regionals in Jacksonville. 22 athletes were a part of that, and 3 are moving on to the biggest, brightest stage in Eugene, Oregon,
Bam.
including freshman Allie Zealand, who is our guest on today's Flame Central podcast powered by Alcova Mortgage.
And her mother/coach.
That's right.
Mother/coach.
right.
So cool dynamic there that we'll get into in just a moment. The other 2 athletes heading to Eugene is Paola Bueno in the we're a Hammer School.
We're a
Hammer time!
Hammer
We are
time.
a hammer
And-
school.
We are a Hammer School. And Kellen Kimes for
Pick
the
up the
men, also in the Hammer. Paola Bueno set a new record actually in regional. So that's always the best. You're performing. Like Joe will
Bueno.
say in just a moment. Bueno, yes.
Bueno.
Kate Goodyear set a new school record in the 800 meters, running 2 minutes and 3 seconds, which is
Man,
insane.
those tires can roll.
Yeah. And then Adeline Fairley set a new school record in the 10K, running in 33 minutes, 25 seconds.
Can I give a shout out to
Yeah.
my guy, Christian Hicks?
Oh.
He and his brother
The Hickster.
were great athlete, have been great athletes here. And in the discus, he finished in 13th place, 1 spot out of going to nationals. In fact, it was the last guy of the day. He was in 12th place until the very last guy. He had it. And
He
the
had
last guy,
it.
some kid from Princeton, clipped him to get that final spot. So heartbreak for Christian Hicks. Awesome kid, awesome family. Had a ton of success this year.
You know,
And
I know
so
that.
close.
I know that feeling as a dad.
Oh, I was thought you were going to say as an athlete.
Well,
Wow.
as a dad, I know that
Sorry.
feeling.
Yeah.
My daughter was in the when she was a freshman, was in the next, I don't know what they call them, but nationals in high school.
Yeah.
She was only in the 9th grade, right? And she went in as like 12th in the nation in the pole vault, and they started doing it, and then all of a sudden she just cleared like a height, or I think it was a PR at the time. I was like, whoa, that's pretty good. And then the next thing you know, everybody starts missing, and people are dropping like flies. And now it's like, I look around, all of a sudden it's down to her and this one other girl. And the other girl cleared on her last attempt
Yeah.
to knock Gracie into 2nd place at nationals.
Yeah.
I could
And
never
so
get
and
pole
so
vault.
that so that right there, you're sitting. I know that feeling like on the sidelines,
It's out of your
discus,
hands now.
so- and it's like it's out of your hands, and then the last,
Out of your hands,
the
literally.
last
Get it?
throw,
Yeah.
yeah. So
The
Great effort.
women's 4x100 also set a new school record, so
I
congratulations
saw
to them.
that.
Yeah.
They're rolling. It was like 46 something, I think.
And unfortunately, somebody else who came up short, who had an incredible season, Amari Lewis, was injured just before. His 100-meter time was better than all the people, I think, who made it to nationals. So super bummed about him. I think he might have one more year. I'm not.
know.
Paul Carmody has left the building, so we're not 100% sure on that.
We'll get data on that.
We will get data on that. But first, let's go to this conversation with Coach Heather Zealand and Allie Zealand for the new school record in the women's 1500.
Bam!
The Zealands are taking
Yes.
over the Flame Central podcast.
This is
powered
truly.
by,
This is truly.
Yeah.
powered by Alcova Mortgage. That's, not a great running form. I'm sure you can tell him that right away. Before we get into your just record-breaking performance, I have to bring this up. I know that this is going to be a shocker to Matt and Joe, but years ago, we had Callie Doan on the show, and Joe Yock said that he could run.
You're gonna go with this
started
right out of the gates.
Right out of the
Like,
gates.
right out of the gate,
Allie
you're just
needs
gonna-
to know who the type of person that you are.
Okay.
So Joe initially, I need to go in the archives, but he initially said he could run a mile in 6 minutes. And I go, there is negative
He was
chance.
a little confused on the distance
I was
involved.
confused.
And,
He thought it was
yeah.
3 laps.
I immediately admitted that I was off on that.
Okay,
Okay,
so then what was
let's
your
just-
new time?
Let's just drop that part of it.
Then you went to 8 minutes.
Then I went to 8 minutes, which is fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you can continue on with your bash.
So this was 3 years ago, still has not run the mile. Still has not run the mile.
So
So
this is
with
something.
Callie gone,
Yeah.
Kelly gone. Kelly was not in my corner, by the way. She was unwilling to train me, right? I told her I was going to run stadium steps. She said that's a stupid idea, right? And so we've got a Zealand here, and so Zealand, if you're
A Zealand.
200
Allie.
Zealand, if you're a 200 plus sort of German tank kind of guy, like how do you exactly train for the mile where I can finally shut them up? Because I can't wait to shut them up.
Yes. Oh man. Well, it'll take a little bit of time, probably. 8
Well,
minutes.
time is not on my side.
Time is not his friend.
If you see the
in
gray
this
hairs right
situation,
here on the side, time is not my friend right now.
He didn't have those when he said he could run in 8 minutes.
It's running out.
Wow. Well, we'll get the training schedule for that a little bit later in the show. We'll give you a little time, and then you just stop eating the next 6 months or something.
Exactly.
Kind of trim down a little bit. Allie, congratulations! I'm so happy for you. 4:09 in the 1500. You are going to nationals. What was your initial reaction once you finished the race and found all this out?
I was so surprised. I mean, going into the race, my goals were, I had a lot of like outside goals, outside chances of making it and running sub 4:10, but those were not really my main goals. So when I finished, it was really surreal. Like it didn't hit me for like an hour probably that I'd actually done it. So like just looking up at the scoreboard and seeing 4:09 in 6th place, like I knew what time I had to run to make nationals and I knew that was it. And so it was just unbelievable. Like, just seeing like all my coaches there too, like they all were like so excited, and it was a crazy 10 minutes of just like unbelief. So it was wild.
What was your PR before?
My official PR was 4:14.
Oh
but,
my goodness.
5 seconds
so
in a
5
1500.
seconds.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
Yeah, but in high school, my mile time converted to like a 4:12. So
Okay.
I knew that like I had like a chance of being faster and a chance of breaking the school record. And I knew I had it in me, but I didn't know if I was in shape enough to do it. So it was a big surprise. And yeah, definitely I knew I had a chance, but it was not a big chance. So
What was the school record?
4:14.
Yeah, what
Why
was
don't
it?
you
What was the
ask?
school record? Yeah. Yeah.
So it was 4:14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was 4:14.7.
7-1,
Oh,
I
you
think.
just
And
got
she had run 4:14 3 other times.
Yeah.
But not broken the record yet. So within tens or hundreds.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
So yeah.
And that was for you. Was that in a big meet back when you?
Yeah, that was back at nationals, I think.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
my senior year.
Mhm.
So yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah, unbelievable. Now, when being coach, mom, through all of that, was there a moment within the race where you're like, oh, this is setting up, like this could be, like it's trending in a good direction. This might be the time.
Yeah.
Did you know?
I did. They went out hot. So when they came to the first lap, I thought, whoa, this is really fast. If she can hang on, she's going to get it. And going into the race, we both said that morning, we're like, it's time for the record to go down, like in the perfect. And she knew she had a section with a girl that was going to take it out fast, and she always runs that way. So that was sort of, okay, we think this is the day that you can get it.
See, I told you, it took 2 questions and she's already crying.
Are you kidding me?
That's
Are
just
you
so
kidding
cool.
me?
Do you No, I'm just.
I mean, it's really.
I
cool.
actually was a
It's
runner, so I
really
understand.
cool.
You don't
I do.
understand.
I do. I'm a track. I do.
You don't understand. There's probably so many miles and hard
No,
work that goes
it's-
into that, and having your mom there. I mean, that's like I knew that she was gonna take it down that morning. Like, it's just special. I'm telling you, I'm a
Tell me what's going
disaster.
on.
This
This
is.
happens
So
every
It's
what-
usually bad, but it's not this bad.
So what's your strength of style of racing? Or is it what you said, like, are you a go out fast, try to set the pace, or do you consider yourself, hey, when we get to that last 200 meters, whatever it is, like
You're
I'm
gonna
gonna kick it in and go. What's your style? How are you known as a racer?
I'm generally a sit and kick racer, so slow like first half, and like not slow, but like slower than the second half. And usually like 400 to 600 to go, so I like the long kick. But so this race was very different for me. Like I'm not used to getting out really fast, so that was a bit of a shocker.
Did it throw you off when the pace started so fast?
Yep. It definitely like shook me a little bit. I was like not expecting to be like one of the last people in the race coming through 400 meters. But yeah, I knew it was going to be fast from that point. So I just had to hang on and trusted in my strength second half of the race, really. So yeah, but my more style is not similar to that. So
I feel like there's always a point in a race where you just have this mental thing that it's telling you, like, there's no way I'm going to finish. Like, you just, like, hit this block. What point of that race did you hit that? And what did you kind of tell yourself to overcome it?
yeah, so once we were about halfway, it was getting really hard and like a lot harder than a normal race would be because I'm not used to it being that fast through halfway. So at that point, I was really like, oh man, like the goal is mainly school record, 4:13 PR. That's the main goal. And then like I thought at that point that qualifying for nationals was out of the question. But once we like got over that hump of halfway, I realized like I was feeling like better than I would have expected. I'd sort of gotten over the hardest part. And yeah, that's when I sort of started to realize that I could do something. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, so you got through those first couple laps and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm not dead.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
I am not dead. I can actually, then it was like kicked in your mind, like, I can actually do this.
Yes.
And then you just made it happen. That's unbelievable.
Do you find that, sometimes, as an athlete, you're like, boy, this is a big step up. Like, can I hang? Like where will I fall? And like, these are a lot of really talented athletes. Like, do you find that you are telling her like, no, I know you can hang with these girls, or do you just have that internal confidence that you're like, I can do this? How does that dynamic work?
We usually talk the morning before a race, and her dad too. Like we all talk about race strategy and race plan, and we scope out the competition and see their strengths and line them up. So we knew that she had a chance to compete against them, and we knew it was a good section for her to have a chance to get to nationals. But yeah, we didn't expect a 4:09.
So you ran in the 1500. You run it twice, right? You have to qualify for it. So you ran it 2 days before. What was that race like, and how do you mentally turn the page from that to the next 15?
Yeah, that race was 4:14, like so close to my PR. So it was already a hard effort like the day before or 2 days before. And when I was racing that race, my goal was like, okay, just make the next section, like just make the next round.
Right.
So really like making the next round, I was like, all right, I've done it. I've done everything I wanted to coming to this meet. And like now I can sort of like create some new goals and like I can look at nationals as a possibility. So I was really just like happy to advance because I didn't even know if I would be able to do that, and I did. So coming off of that, it was just really like, okay, I know I'm feeling good. I just need to recover and get ready for what's next, sort of like put it out of my mind that I've already like basically raced my PR.
Right.
And just think about like the next race and start planning. So
Coach, were you a senior when you went to nationals?
Yes.
So how impressive is it, not only that your daughter, but one of your athletes is going as a freshman to nationals?
It is wild, and my husband and I, we were talking. We've planned with her PRs from high school, going to nationals during her college year. We were thinking sophomore, junior. We're expecting, hoping, praying that would be the case. But having her do it as a freshman is wild, pretty exciting.
So how many ladies make the nationals?
So there are 2 regions, East region, West region, 12 from each. So top 24. And yeah.
Is it the same thing in nationals that you have to qualify to race twice?
They set it up in the exact same structure where Thursday preliminary, then Saturday final.
And isn't 1500 the longest race, and then 3K, they don't have the 2?
Actually, for nationals, for the steeple, they do too.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes.
And so where does your current time at 4:09 rank you amongst the 24?
in my region, I'm 9th, I think.
9th, okay.
I'm not exactly sure what I am like overall, but yeah, definitely like that time puts me a lot higher than I expected to be. So I'm definitely like a lot higher than, I wasn't even expecting to make nationals. So so I'll be mixing it up with them, which is exciting.
Sub 405 coming in hot.
Yeah, here we go.
And no pressure.
No pressure. Well, listen, we've talked about you. There's been a lot of buildup for you coming here, obviously with all the success you had through the high school ranks and records and all of that stuff. How much do you feel like running on those kind of big stages has prepared you for what you just experienced, what you're going to experience in Eugene? Do you feel like, okay, I've been in big moments before, like it doesn't maybe weigh you down as much as if this was the first time you'd experienced this kind of stage?
Yeah, it's definitely been great preparation, like throughout high school, to have so many like opportunities to run at big meets and just have like a lot of like just sort of more pressure, but like just going into like a certain meet and like being on the line and like having so many cameras, so many people, like just sort of like the overwhelming like, whoa, like this is a big meet. Like I've had that before. So that's like, it's really like comforting to know that I've had that, especially being a freshman. Like I know that like I have experience and this is my first time doing something like this. And also we've grown up like watching all these races on TV, like from when I was even little. Like I remember like watching NCAA nationals and like I always knew about this. So like I think that has prepared me well too, to be like watching this race every year going into this. And so I know what to expect. So yeah, it'll be exciting for me to have watched it for so long and finally be in it. Like I think it's less of like a pressure thing and more of like I'm excited.
And for the experience. Yeah. Have you been to Eugene?
No, this will be my first
Oh
time.
my gosh, it's so cool.
I was gonna say it's probably different too. Like the last couple of years, I assume at a lot of these meets, people expected you to be, you're the top dog. Like people know. Like, and so that's a different kind of pressure. Whereas now it's like, I'm the underdog.
Yep.
Like has that been a different mindset shift where like all this pressure isn't on me to win this thing? Like so it's a little bit different.
Yeah, it's definitely been different. Especially like this weekend, I sort of realized it more, like going into the races and being like, if I get last place, like that would make sense because I'm racing with like such a high level of girls. Like, so I have like no pressure on me to like be beating people. I mean, I put my own like goals on myself and like these own like levels that I want to reach. And so like I want to be beating the girls. I want to be running the fast times, but like I'm just a freshman. I have 4 years to do it. So yeah, so I'm just really enjoying it and trying to like soak it in and trying to learn from these experiences and learn from these races for the future.
Coach, how have you seen Allie grow this year in such a short amount of time? I know you've been coaching her, I'm sure, for a long time, and what was the moment like for you when you saw that her time was qualifying for nationals?
It's been a fun year. It's been a transition coming to college.
Right.
So watching her grow through that and just be able to have a laid back yet driven perspective is really fun to watch. Watching the race unfold was wild. And I think within the last 400 meters, I knew she was going to have a really good race. And when she first came out the first 400, I thought, oh my goodness, she's hanging off the back. And so I was like, Allie, stay connected. And then I saw her split and I thought, oh, she's doing the right thing.
What was her split at 400 meters?
64.
Oh,
64. What was it at 800?
You came through in 2:12. Was it 2:12?
2:12.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so-
then,
that's 2 minutes and 12 seconds and half a mile.
Yeah.
Joe, you can't even do that in your dreams.
Why do we? This moment's about Allie.
I know.
Why are we turning
Why do we
into
bring this back
throwing
to
Joe
me?
under the bus here?
Yeah.
This
I
isn't
just
about
want to
Joe.
make you feel even better. Put him down.
Allie.
Well,
This is,
Hey,
he
Allie.
gives me such a hard time.
Yeah.
Do not feel bad for him.
Yeah.
They beat up on me all the
Allie.
time.
You remember that story that you told about when you found that wounded dog along the side of the road when you were running? Can you tell that story again for us, please? You remember that one?
The wounded dog.
Yeah, it was that little
Welcome
puppy.
to the
It
podcast,
was
Allie.
covered in
This is
mud.
what we deal with.
Yeah.
In a-
Do you remember?
Covered in mud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, that one. Tell
yeah,
that. Tell
one.
that one.
Yeah, I ran
what-
by and there was a wounded dog covered in mud.
Yeah, and then what did you do to that little? How did you help that little?
Saved
puppy?
him.
I,
Yeah.
I saved him.
You
Yeah,
saved him?
yeah.
Start crying, please.
I already cried.
That's the whole goal line.
I know.
I mean, Allie, we really wanted. The dog was limping. You could have done the whole thing, and then
I
she
wasn't
would have been
sure if there was a
bawling.
goal there.
I already
Yeah.
I cry with like connection and I
Yeah,
just
well,
All right,
get
I've got another.
Get it back on
this
track.
train
Thank you.
back
Could
on
I please?
track.
Could I please?
But the 800 split, 212.
Yes. Coach, for you, I think about, my little kids, how nervous you get or just like wanting them to succeed so well in like, meaningless little league games or whatever, right?
Yeah, he's a maniac, by
Right.
the way.
But like for you, this season, how has it been different? Because I'm sure for any athlete you're coaching, you want the best for them. You are excited, you're nervous, whatever. But it's different. Like, is it different? Like, how different has it been when it's your daughter now in these moments?
it is different. There's just the extra layer. I get nervous and excited, and completely connected to the girls racing
Yeah.
that I coach. And I have that with Allie. And then there's the mom side. And I even called Josh before the race, and that's my husband, and I said, I don't even know if I can take pictures during the race like a mom because I'm sort of in coach mode. And,
Right.
you know, you said try to do both,
Yeah.
coach mode, mom mode. And so, yeah, it's the layers are many layers, but it's all special. Yeah.
That's awesome. Allie, when did you know that you wanted to be a runner? Was it just kind of ingrained in your family with your mom?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like before I can remember.
Yeah.
We were running like track races just like for fun when I was like, as soon as I could walk.
Yeah.
They
And I
say
mean,
you
they
walk
never-
before you run. That was actually not true.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's her training style like? Is it, or do you feel as if you have to push her, or are you like, hey, you need to slow down or else you're going to get injured, or what's her personality type like?
I don't have to push her. She's very motivated. So it's just about setting up she follows the plan. And
She sticks to the plan.
Oh, yes, most definitely. She follows the plan. She does all the things. And, you know, we give each other feedback along the way.
Let's get Joe set up with a little workout plan. When
Yeah.
you're in the thick of it, so I know I'm sure you're tapering now, but when you're in the thick of getting ready for track season, training for the 1500, what's your speed workout day look like?
Ooh, probably gonna
Including the warm up, because that's
Yes.
very important for Joe. He needs to warm up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gonna start with like a 2-mile warm up.
Okay, then I'd be done.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And he's out. Yeah.
And all right.
Yes.
Woo, where's the turkey sandwich at?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, 2-mile warm up.
2-mile
Spread out
warm-up.
over the course of a week.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Might take a couple weeks. Then a 1 mile probably tempo at like
Okay. I like tempo.
yeah. So a
Your,
little
her
faster.
2-mile warm up is
1 mile.
probably
Okay,
your
hold on.
tempo.
1 mile tempo.
Yeah.
Right, we'll do a little tempo workout. Okay,
Yeah.
keep going.
Then probably some 300s.
300s.
Yeah, like 5 by 300 at like mile pace.
Okay.
And then probably another tempo and then some 200. That's a pretty classic workout
That's
for
classic,
us.
Yeah.
There we go, Joe.
Yeah.
So
Gotta get
it's all
you
laid out there for
warmed
you now. The
up.
template is there.
Give me something hard. This is too
Yeah.
easy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
Okay.
I was a track person back in my day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was.
Back
really
in
good.
1972.
When I was 2.
Yeah.
Well, Allie was probably doing that workout when she was 2.
Yeah.
When is nationals? When is this going down? When's the big day?
Next weekend it'll be probably, I don't know the date, probably like the 10th or
The
11th.
12th is
12th.
your first.
Yeah.
That's good. If you're ready the
Mom,
10th, if you're ready on the
Yeah.
10th or 11th, you'll definitely be ready on the
And
12th. So that's good.
Exactly.
From the track perspective, like, and I do remember this, it's so difficult as a coach, right? Every goal in track revolves around peaking at the right time and that training leading up to peaking at the right time. Now you've said, okay, hey, you were there for this meet. We want to peak now. Is it difficult knowing, like, oh my goodness, we've got to do this again? And does that change? Like, is it pullback time now from a training perspective over this next week and nothing, or is it like, nope, we're gonna push through? What's your mindset as a coach?
At first, the focus is recovery. So she just had a big 2 days, well, 3 days, a rest day in between. And so we're going to spend the first part of this week recovering, absorbing the great work she got in, and then we'll do some sharpening before she heads out.
So just a little sharpening.
Just a little
That's
sharp.
it. And then you leave when?
We're flying out Monday morning.
On Monday morning. Okay.
It's
Wow.
so exciting. And I'm sure you know Steve Prefontaine.
Yes.
You got to watch Pre before your big race. You got to go to Pre's Rock.
Yes. Yes.
There's so much to see out there. It'll be so exciting.
Yes.
I love it for you.
Yeah, this is great. Well, we're excited for you again. Like,
Making history as a freshman.
What's the name of that
Gotta love
movie?
it.
What's the name of that movie where it was the kid that was from the Indian reservation and he went up going to the Olympics?
Yes.
What was the name of that movie? It's a great movie.
It
Tell
is
me that,
a
Allie.
really good one. Is it Billy Mills? But that's
Billy
not
Mills.
But that's not the
That's
name
not the
of
name of the movie. Running Brave.
Yes. Yeah.
Running Brave. Have you
we
seen
got you
Allie? Have
all.
you seen Running Brave?
I have. It's a
Oh,
good
it's
one.
so- you've seen
So
Running
good.
Brave?
I don't think so.
It's
You guys watch
inspiring.
Running Brave.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you got
Very inspiring.
Have you seen Pre?
No.
Oh my gosh, I have the best idea. And I need to get on like our t-shirt committee people like at Liberty. We need those shirts that say Stop Allie.
Oh, wow.
You know, because that's what all Pre's haters, this American runner back in the day for Oregon, they would wear Stop Pre, and then he would grab one once he won the race and do his cool down around the track in the Stop Pre shirt. So we're making sure to say Stop Allie. We're putting it on Alcova's. Yeah, we'll get you guys a mug.
Yeah.
These are our new Flame Central podcast mugs. Thank you guys so much for coming on. Allie, best of luck to you in nationals. Enjoy the experience. Enjoy it.
Allie,
enjoy it.
One last thing, you got to do this for the folks. It's the Flame Central podcast, powered by Alcova Mortgage. That's all you have to hold that. Look right in that camera.
Look into. You're looking at.
We have all of our.
You're looking right in. This is America's soul right here.
See this. See, you have to do this. You're becoming more famous, and you're gonna get all these endorsements and everything. NIL deals.
He has a flamethrower.
I got a flamethrower. Everything. Yeah,
Whoa.
I really do.
Yes.
Just keep it away from those muddy dogs on the side of the street.
Flame Central podcast, powered by Alcova Mortgage.
The Flame Central podcast, powered by Alcova.
Yeah.
She's ready.
All right.
ready.
School record holder. Sorry, Mom. It's out of your hands.
You had a good run.
Yes.
But at least it's still in the hands of New Zealand.
You have a national championship though, right?
This is true.
Yeah. So
Whoa.
yeah,
For now.
she's got a
Allie's like, for
natty.
now.
So we can talk school record. Oh, that's cute. A school record is cute, right? When you start talking natties, then we'll have a
yes.
conversation. So until then, until then, Mom still rules the roost. End of conversation.
Oh, yes.
Allie, Coach, thanks so much for your time. Really
Thank you,
appreciate it.
guys.
What a great conversation with the Zealands. So excited for them and can't wait to hear about their trip out to Eugene.
She's a freshman. She doesn't carry herself like a freshman.
Not at all.
She's very well spoken. You tell
I
she's
couldn't
like,
even put together a sentence when I was a
I believe that.
freshman.
Like she's very like you tell like the plan and the way that she approaches like the races like very mature.
Yeah, I mean, when Coach Heather was like, "Yeah, I don't really have to motivate her," you could just tell in Allie's eyes, like, "I'm getting this done," and I'm.
Well, I can tell you, and I meant
And
to.
that's why she's going to.
Yeah,
nationals.
I meant to bring it up when Allie was here, but I see her some mornings in La Haye in the gym. She's working on the elliptical when I'm in there working out. So.
Really?
Yep. And I've noticed.
Stop it.
I know for real. And so I have noticed her trying to kind of like copy my workout routine a little bit. And
Oh
it's
my
like,
why does she
So-
keep doing everything I'm
right.
doing?
So
I
you know,
understand that.
I'm
Like,
glad I could
yes.
serve as a little bit of an inspiration. I didn't want to
Yes.
embarrass her in front of her, you
Yeah.
know, mom and all that stuff, because she obviously.
Wait,
you know,
I meant to ask her, but what mile pace is it on?
are you googling
What
something right
what
now?
4 minute mile
What
pace?
are you trying to say?
It'll be a minute.
What's a 4 minute mile pace on the treadmill?
Oh, like in terms of miles
Like
per hour.
in
mile per
terms of
hour.
You're rolling.
Yeah, I don't.
15.
Oh, that's pretty quick.
Stop it.
Like some treadmills only
cooking.
go up to 12.
Well,
So
12's rolling.
I
And
don't
then you
even
get on
think
those
I
ones
could-
that slip a little bit when you're running. You feel like it's just gonna blow out your knee with every step. Oh.
Oh my gosh, you would
I
have
gotta
to be at a 15 in
You know-
order to run a 4 minute mile
You
on
know-
a treadmill.
You know those Zealands, right?
Yeah.
There's a whole pile of them.
Oh yeah.
Right. There's a whole pile,
Yeah.
right? And so
One's in the JPL.
I got one's in the JPL,
Okay.
and Mike and one of the Zealands, Clark.
Yes.
So Clark and our buddies lives in my neighborhood, and Clark, Dr. Horton,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
when I was
Ultra
coaching
marathoner.
football at
Yeah.
Liberty,
Oh, yeah.
he tried to convince me and Jared Everson, who was our D-line coach. Jared played defensive line here. He was an All-American defensive line here, FCS. And he tried to convince Jared and I to run in the Holiday Lake 35 miler, right? And the furthest, Jared and I used to run the trails in here at
yeah.
lunchtime, right? And the furthest I'd ever run in my life was 10 miles.
Yeah.
That's the furthest I ever gone,
Yeah.
right? And that was crazy, maybe once,
Yes.
right? And so Dr. Horton says, oh, you guys aren't tough enough
That's all it's.
to run the Holiday Lake.
Yeah.
And I looked at Jared looked at me. He said, nobody double dog dares me and gets away.
Oh,
right,
no.
Right? And so Jared and I ran, this would have been year 2000.
Yeah.
Year two.
Yeah. The
No, it might
year
have been
2000.
99.
99. Pre-Y2K.
I think it was 99. And
You did
it was
it?
99. So we did it. This is hilarious. Clark Zealand was like, the Zealand sort of helped organize the whole thing along with Horton, whatever, right? So we go to the pre-race dinner the night before. They have a little spaghetti dinner for you there. And Jared and I walk in, and I knew when I walked in, there's like 75 people or whatever people there. We're in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every one of these guys looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
And we stood
We're
out.
in
We
trouble,
stood out like sore
Joe.
thumbs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
You are
And these guys
so
are like
funny.
these tall. They got these times. Me and Jared are like, hey, we bench press every single one of these guys.
Right,
They,
right.
they have problems.
Oh
Yeah.
my
And
God.
so anyways, we show up the next day. We start running the race, and I'm like, it's a 17.5-mile loop, and then you turn around and go backwards the other.
That
That's
sounds
what
like
it is.
torture.
Oh.
Torture. So we finished the first. No, we're going on our first loop, and Clark was projected to win it. A couple of the guys, and I'm not lying. We're like, I don't know, 6 miles in, 7 miles in.
And he's coming back.
And he passes us coming back.
Oh,
And I
gosh.
went,
Was that deflating?
That's deflating.
Yeah.
Right? And then all
where's
these
the
guys,
bench press
so
now?
all these guys who are passing us coming back, as they go by, we were known, because we stood out, right?
Yeah.
We were known as the football guys,
Yeah.
right? And so as they would run by us, they go, hey, football guys, and they just keep running, right? So we do the loop, first loop.
Yeah.
We go on back the other way, and we're at mile 25, and Jared is holding up better than I am.
Yeah.
And I start cramping. So the hammy goes first.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, oh no, this isn't good. They had all these aid stations.
Yeah.
So I end up at the aid station. Then the right hammy goes, the left hammy goes, and now I've got M&Ms, a granola bar, banana. I have all this stuff I've just gathered up, and I'm at the aid station, and I'm walking like Frankenstein. I'm literally walking like Frankenstein, and Jared's standing there trying to get to it. We had 10 miles to go, and I was like, and it was unbelievable. And so I'm thinking to myself, there's no way, right? And
Oh my
and
gosh, my mouth.
so
is from smiling.
I knew this much.
laughing.
I knew this much. If I stopped, it was over.
You had to keep your
You
momentum.
have to
you have to
keep
keep
going.
moving.
Lean forward.
So I kept going, and I finished.
It's because you
Don't
ate too
you
much
ever,
spaghetti.
don't you ever double dog Joe Yakin.
Yeah.
You
Was it
never
one of
get
those
away
where
with it.
like you get in there and they're like the last guy's like he's like taking down the banner and they're like
Yeah.
clean the trash and they're like, what?
Who is this
Sam
guy?
Ratigliano's daughter, Carrie,
Yeah.
did it. She beat me by like an hour and a half.
Oh my gosh.
So I come
Joe.
across, and
Joe,
my-
you shouldn't admit these
Yeah.
types of things.
I come across the finish line, and at that time, that would have been Dina thought, which was my wife, thought was the stupidest thing you'd ever do. Like, why are you doing this to yourself?
She had no idea
She's
how
got a-
stupid
That
you
says a
could-
lot if she
Yeah,
thinks
you've
that
come a
that's the
long way
stupidest
since.
thing.
So
yeah,
she's
right.
got like
Surpassed
Jared. She's
that
got
a
like
few times.
Jared, who at the time was like 3, maybe 2 or 3. Ben's 1, right? She has 2 little toddlers in her hands. And we finished, and my buddy HT's there, who coached on the staff with me because he came out to support me, right? Me and Jared. He sat there and he's like, we finished, and I was just like, I'm done, right? And Dina looked at me. He's like, just get in the car. He started dying loud. He's
Yeah.
like, she's like, I have no sympathy for you.
Yeah.
There's no
Oh.
recovery time here.
Yeah,
Just get
no,
in the car.
get in the car.
But we
So
we-
it
we
didn't
finished
become
the
an
race.
annual tradition.
No, that was it. That's no.
I'm kidding,
I think that's what
Joe.
completely. That's
Yeah.
another reason why I don't want to run the mile right
Yeah,
now.
Oh,
right. Yeah, it's
okay.
bad
Yeah.
memories.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
bad
I think
memory.
Allie would be a really, I mean, Callie Doan obviously would be a great coach
No,
too.
Callie's not a good coach.
But, oh my
Callie
gosh,
just left
you
him
and
high and
Callie.
I
dry.
love Callie, but she's not a good coach.
Yeah.
She's not going to help me.
No, okay, well, y'all.
Allie,
think
I'm
that they
for
need to-
Allie.
There's hope, and
There's
she's
hope.
here for a while. So
She's
there's
here for a
a
while,
chance.
that's
Yes,
right.
there is time for Allie to come around. So whenever she's done racing in nationals, maybe we can.
I'm sure she has it on her mind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's top
She
of
left
mind
here,
for
her and
It
her
is
mind.
on my mind.
How are we gonna
we,
do
We
this?
need to come up with a
How are
we
we
need
gonna
to
do
get Joe to
this?
run this
Yeah.
mile. I am never gonna let this go because
It's amazing how many people still bring that up
It'll
to
happen.
me, just
Oh,
out
yeah.
and about when they're like, "Oh, listen to the podcast." Joe's never run that mile, is he? That happens.
I bet you I can run a faster mile 6.5 months pregnant than
Oh,
you
no.
right
Just
now.
stop.
Just double dog dare him.
Just stop. We're
I
not
double
doing
dog dare
that.
you.
Yeah.
We're not doing this.
We'll do the 35. What else we got? Hey, mailbag. Just so you know, we're here all summer long. So
Yes.
if you want to be a part of the show, flamecentral@liberty.edu. You can send in some of your questions, comments,
Yeah.
concerns, whatever you
I
think.
actually just sent out a mug this past week
You did?
to one of our listeners that had sent a good question previously. So Lyndon, I believe was his name. No, Lewis Lyndon. Yes, got that sent out. So if you want a mug, send us some good questions. We'd love to
Okay.
hear from you.
Some great mugs.
So I go to a local restaurant here, and guy stops me, and he says, I drive a truck for a living, and I knew him, Carter Lewis.
Okay.
Carter Lewis, and he said, I love the Flame Central podcast.
Yeah?
I drive a truck for a living, and I listen to the Flame Central podcast
Yeah, that'll
every
get you down
week.
the road for
Yeah.
sure.
Every week. So shout out.
Shout
I
out.
told I give my boy Carter Lewis. Shout out to Carter Lewis. And
Thanks for
then
listening, Carter.
and then had another Liberty fan call me on Saturday, maybe it was, and said, "Hey, Joe, I'm a huge fan of the podcast. And by the way, I'm looking to buy a place."
Yeah.
And next thing you know.
What'd you do for him?
Next thing you know, he's at alcova.com/Liberty. We got applications filled out, and we're moving and shaking.
That's right.
It's happening.
It's that
Moving
easy.
and shaking.
It's happening.
Let's go.
So tell people what they need to do.
All you got to do is keep it simple. Go to alcova.com/Liberty. Liberty alumni, Liberty employee, Liberty staff, up to $5,000 lender credit towards your closing costs. It's not Jeffrey dollars at the Toys R Us. It's the real deal cash. Back
cash
in your
money.
pocket, off your bottom line. It's almost, Emily.
Too easy. It's not monopoly money, people. This guy is the man of the people. What is it?
Man of people, for the people, with the people, of the people.
Of the people. Big news coming. JPL member guest.
It happened.
It happened.
One of the Zealands won one of the divisions.
So this show has been brought to us by the Zealands.
It's basically
Yes,
this show's
it
powered
really-
by the Zealands.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
One of the Zealands won, and it was an outstanding event. Everybody had lots of fun.
Anything else, guys?
No,
Anything
no.
else? Another great Flame Central podcast powered by Alcova Mortgage. Thanks so much for listening and watching. Hey, be sure to tune in next week. We have a great conversation that will be coming your way with Director of Athletics, Ian McCaw. So if you're interested in understanding the house settlement stuff
good.
or NIL or transfer portal, he answers a lot of good questions and provides a lot of great insight. So I'm just thinking into the future that he will, because that's just Ian McCaw, you know. For Joe and Matt, I'm Emily. We'll see you right back here next week.